And we're back to more witches. So now then, what's up?
Need to speak to the Duchess, urgently.
All right, you scamps. Story's done. Go find your parents.
But the Pomerine, what about the story of Rittik and the dragon?
They're tales for another time. But take a good look at the man who stands before you now. This is Geralt of Rivia, the master witcher who lent his valiant hand to the defeat of the giant Goliath.
Master Witcher, is it true virtue always trumps villainy?
Yeah, virtue always wins.
But the Black Knight, he's a villain and he wins.
The cutter of Castelduccia, too.
Moral victory, that's what counts.
Rubbish.
Now, that will do for questions. Go find your parents.
Yes, by the way, we have to make
Our Knight and Highness has doubtless
choices.
arrived at the tourney grounds to watch the
Honorable
battle in the arena. If we hurry,
Well,
we'll be in
and
time to
Tucson.
speak with her before the spectacle begins.
Lead the way. Who's fighting? Nilfgaardian gladiators?
Close, but not quite. As you will soon see.
Someone's gonna fight a Shaelmar? With only some bells on its tail to confuse it, slow it down?
Whatever is the problem? The beast is a gift from the Emperor, no less.
Shouldn't torment the beast. How would you like to be dumped in an arena, blindfolded with a string of bells dangling from your ass?
Pity a monster. You, a witcher?
I slay monsters who are a threat to humans. You're out to humiliate one to entertain a crowd. No knight will gain any glory from this. Who's going to fight the beast?
Guillaume, the young man you met.
Yeah. Mentioned he'd promised his heart's captor a monster trophy.
Great love demands great sacrifices.
well, peace, screwed.
Let's go.
Yeah, peace, screwed.
I dedicate my imminent victory to fair Lady Vivian.
It's begun. The fight shall have to end first. We must wait.
A Shaelmar. Blind. But they know more.
Got a bad feeling about this.
Of course you do. Don't pay attention. Lots of
Damn it.
bells. And you're making noise. You idiot.
We have to help him.
And in we go. The Eye on the Fire Shot.
Gotta keep it down. Can't even tell where we are when it hears us.
flesh for nighting. The beast heaved its foul girth, let loose a roar, and knocked it to earth. Now the Witcher, in one mighty bound, to give fight to the beast, its friends confound.
There we go.
The fate of the beast has been weighed by the gods. Soon the Witcher shall triumph against all odds. The Witcher waited
now
till
we
the
can
time
finish.
was true. Then 12 danced and spun, struck the monster right through.
Come on.
Like a bow who leaps at the love's first spurt, so the Witcher wooed the Selma, then its howl hard turned. Gods dive, flee, fate, its racer strikes belly, Selma's cries ring aloud, blood transforms into jelly.
Open you. Ow. Freaking shell Mars. I mean, they're fine once they are down, but getting them to actually roll and hit a wall. Yeah.
The Selma lies defeated by Geralt of Rivia, master of the witchering
Keep staring
trade.
at its kills.
Behold, as the last gasps of life seep from the beast.
Sorry about that, Gilmore.
Master Geralt, do what you must. Finish the deed!
Monster's no threat. No need to kill it.
A victor may always show mercy. It is his right. Long live
Good
Geralt the
murder.
Merciful! Pikeman, see to the beast.
Good, I got a trophy, but it probably won't be that good. Besides, there'll be more show, more to find eventually.
Guillaume.
The lad came damned close to dying.
I'm fine. Not hurt at all. Vivian?
Smile as befits a hero and keep silent. Speech clearly pains you. She approaches.
Geralt. We must talk. Vivian.
You shall talk later, in the medic's tent.
Geralt, magnificent, breathtaking.
Your Grace.
We knew that to summon you was a brilliant idea. We are delighted, ravished to have struck upon it.
And I'm truly, honored.
See to our young hero. Hop, hop. For we must make off with Geralt. We should talk. We had been long awaiting your arrival. Had nearly lost hope. Then suddenly, that entrance, so spectacular.
Your Grace. Shaelmars are dangerous creatures, even to knights in full plate armor.
Nonsense. In Toussaint, knights have battled beasts for mere glory since time immemorial. True. Guillaume suffered a few bumps, scars, and bruises, but in return gained eternal glory as he who slew the monster.
What about the crowd? Say the Shaelmar had vaulted into the stands. Would have been a massacre.
Geralt, though we value your fortuitous intervention in the arena, we would remind you your services have been retained, and as shall soon become clear, you will be generously compensated for completing another task altogether.
Your Grace, my contract. I'd like to discuss it.
Naturally, but not here. We shall need Damien. He led the investigation pending your arrival. But wherever could he be? Come, we must find him.
Hello. I think I get points for not murdering the thing. One of those 5 chivalric values.
Tell us, have you come alone? Or did Viscount Julian accompany you?
Wish to see Dandelion, Your Grace?
Yes. I mean, no. Yes. But solely to tell him we regret. Yes, deeply regret rescinding the death sentence we so justly handed down upon him. If we could turn back time, we would make certain he sat in a tower till he rotted. No, we would ensure he was broken on the wheel, then drawn, hanged, and quartered. Ah, the very man we would entrust with these tasks. Damien de la Tour, captain of my personal guard.
Your Grace. Witcher.
Greetings. Sorry to have to tell you, but the guardsman handling the last victim's body...
I know already. The creature in the cellar of Corvo Bianco. Was it the beast?
No. A Bruxa, a kind of vampire. Not the beast, but tied to it in some way.
You know this how?
Through careful analysis of the evidence, both on the riverbank and at Corvo Bianco.
Do you mean to insinuate the investigation thus far has been sloppy?
Geralt insinuates nothing of the sort. We must listen to him attentively.
I examined the body of the beast's last victim. Might have found something, need to analyze it. A quiet place, that's what I could use most right now. And maybe the help of an alchemist or a mage. Also like to hear all you know about the previous victims. Take it Sir de la Tour is my man for that.
Firstly, call me Damien, please. Secondly, you should know I spoke against summoning you here. I've heard much about you. You bring trouble, or thus far have, always. And we've enough trouble as it is. Yet we are capable of defeating the beast on our own, without an outsider's help. I've no doubt about it.
Right.
Damien,
about that.
we settled the matter of the Witcher's employ some time past. Definitively. Since you have broached it nonetheless, let us discuss Geralt's pay. Are the legends true? Do Witchers usually demand that which you find at home, yet did not expect?
Not quite, Your Grace. Law of surprise, it's something we invoke at times, but rarely. Usually we just take gold.
Disappointing. This law sounds rather romantic. On the other hand, on returning to the palace, we would likely find impatient petitioners or a set of sample fabrics for a new dress. Poor rewards, both. I fear you'd not have much use for any of the surprises we are likely to come upon. Thus, we've decided you shall receive the deed to a vineyard, Corvo Bianco, and the sum of coin. You will doubtless consider this adequate. Title to the vineyard shall be given to you at once.
Vineyard.
Surely you'll need lodgings while you hunt. The coin, however, will be yours only once you have slain the beast.
Lovely, generous gesture, Your Grace. But, Corvo Bianco, isn't it the Duchy's temporary morgue?
Is it now? The Chancellery's bungled things again, we fear. Not to be left unsupervised for one instant.
I like her.
Yet, in its mood, a morgue should present minimal problems to a Witcher. What's more, nothing enhances a
has
wine's
such fabulous
reputation
hands.
better than a grim legend.
Thank you, Your Grace. I accept the contract, of course. But as I said before, I'll need some information.
So, first victim.
How'd it start? Who was the first victim?
Crespi was the first to die. He was famed once for his many glorious tournament victories. Then he grew old, hung up his sword, and took to winemaking.
Crespi was not loved by the wine merchants. He was ruthless in business and thought to cheat many a time. He asked us for a dispensation from all court ceremonies. We did not grant it. We could not. Once you've taken the oath of a knight, you remain a knight till death.
How'd he die? Where'd they find the body?
Quite unusual, the circumstance. He was at a feast when suddenly one of his fellow feastgoers noticed he was missing. The town watch found him an hour later. On his hands and knees, propped against the town pillory, his sword hanging from his neck. He had died of wounds inflicted with claws, not a weapon.
Blows of great force.
So he died suddenly, but the body was on its knees, meaning someone posed it.
So it seems.
Second murder. Tell me what you know.
In the city there are certain nooks. No one reasonable ventures there after dark. Ramon Dulac's corpse was found in one such place. With the first murder, terror gripped the city. Its inhabitants grew wary, kept to safe areas. Consequently, news of the second victim came to us from a group of concerned cut-purses.
Criminals fear the beast? Telling in a way. Take it you've excluded the possibility that Ramon died at the hands of these bandits.
Do you believe me an amateur? Not hands, but claws killed Ramon Dulac. The wound was deep, clean.
His body was found in the gutter, dressed in nightshirt and cap, a pillow placed under his head, and his sword replaced by a bed warmer. Ramon Dulac, a knight who but a dozen years past was an advisor to our father, the Duke.
Someone went to a lot of trouble to make him look ridiculous. Maybe revenge was the motive.
It's not out of the question. Dulac had shady dealings with the criminal underworld, but no one ever came forth with concrete proof of any misdoings.
So, first two victims were knights, best years behind them.
The same could be said of the third. Sir Delacroix was wont to claim that in modern times knights face new challenges, enterprise being the latest addition to the chivalric virtues.
He made a veritable fortune in the grain trade. Palmerin even nicknamed him Sir de la Stinchi.
Found a coin pouch on his body. Contained florins dating from various times, hailing from different provinces of the Empire.
Delacroix loved coin, true, but had no patience for numismatics.
Lots of similarities between the victims. All the bodies were found in strange places under extraordinary circumstances. Seems the murderer, whoever or whatever it is, has some meaning to convey.
These were honorable men. We are horrified by the disdain, the disrespect with which they were treated. These were knights of Toussaint. Blast it.
Might be the point. From what you say, none was a model of virtue. Ever considered that's what the beast's trying to draw attention to?
All the murdered men were knights who swore fealty to the 5 chivalric virtues. And even if the...
Knights of Toussaint swear fealty to what virtues exactly?
honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
We did show compassion to the Shamrock. But yes, remember those... Oh, my mouse fell asleep. Remember those 5 chivalric virtues. Honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion. Those are in part for something.
5 virtues. Why are they so important to your knights?
Strange question.
Your Grace, forgive me. I'm a foreigner trying to understand another land's customs.
You are forgiven. According to legend, the virtues we cultivate were bestowed upon us by the Lady of the Lake. How we truly came to espouse them, none remembered. In Toussaint, we believe men of low birth should be simple-hearted and obedient. We expect much more, however, of our knights. They are to be soldiers and courtiers, lords and servants. Thus the need for clear moral guidelines. At the time of his dubbing, a knight vows to demonstrate throughout his life honor, wisdom, generosity, valor, and compassion.
So...
Beast seems to be pointing up moral decay, denouncing it. Victims were all humiliated. Might have been murdered to emphasize their lack of specific chivalric virtues.
Honor compromised by the pillory. Wisdom by ridicule. Generosity by a coin pouch shoved down a throat. It seems to fit, true, though not perfectly.
Can't discount the theory if it's on the lips of everyone in town. Say our reasoning's right. Next murder will be just as showy and denounce the victim's lack of the 4th virtue, valor. We can also assume that victim will be an elder knight.
Let's think. At the moment, all the knights are either at the tourney grounds or in the palace gardens. Our annual hare hunt shall begin there shortly. Have you heard of the custom?
Milton mentioned something. Seemed excited to prance around in a bunny costume. Not sure why. Hang on. Strange circumstances. A knight advanced in years. The famed cowardice of rabbits.
Could it be that simple? Is Milton de Peyrac Peyren the next victim?
Milton also knew Delacroix. Told me so down by the river.
Damien! To miss something so obvious. De Peyrac Peyren, Crespi, Delacroix, and Delac formed a knightly team. It was years ago, but
They were a team?
they were close friends, tightly knit, and as such earned the trust of our father, the Duke. We often witnessed him turn to them with delicate matters. Later, their paths diverged.
Unlikely to be a coincidence. Beast must know it too. It's a lead, I'm sure.
Well, we need to go find
Your
him.
Grace, we need to find Milton. Immediately.
Rather problematic. You see, the garden entertainments are due to start, and he's disguised as the Hare, hiding somewhere, waiting for some tipsy courtiers to find him. The Hare's hiding place is a carefully guarded secret.
We must call off the game, at once.
First and foremost, we must remain calm. Damien, order the garden searched immediately, but discreetly. By no means can we disrupt the festivities. Panic will only incite the beast to strike sooner. And you, Witcher, follow me. My gardens, my night, I shall take the fall. A murder is out of the question. I will not allow it. Not near my palace. Horses? Ready our horses!
Or is it loading? Loading the horses.
Your Grace!
Scandalous. Come, Roach.
What the hell? Why, I should... Your Highness,
Mind it doesn't get wrinkled. Onward!
Scandalous.
Hey!
Or just give
That
us
is
that.
silk! Be careful! Give it to me!
And off we go. Gotta go save Milton. No, some more loading screens. Don't know why we need to load. I mean, we're still inside the same instance. But apparently we need to load. And it's taking a while to load.
Your Grace seems right at home in the saddle.
Clear the path! Clear the way, I said! If he's part of the game. It's here! Just round the corner!
Hurry!
We must go to where the game is being held. The participants must find a unicorn's horn, a golden fish, and a phoenix egg. With these in hand, they can deduce where the hare, Milton, hides.
Mean we need to find those things too?
We've no other option, but time is of the essence, so we shall have to break the rules. On second thought, through here. I shall show you where the hunt plays out. Then we will split up. You will get hold of the unicorn horn and the golden fish. While I nab the phoenix egg. That will be quick.
Golden fish. Do I need a rod or a net?
Please, Geralt. It's not a real fish. Look there, towards the water. See the lights? The hunters are trying to hook the fish from boats. You must simply dive in and find it.
Gotcha.
The unicorn. How do I catch it?
It's terribly skittish, true, but I'm sure you will find a way to earn its trust. It runs around over there, look. The golden fish and the horn both contain things or clues that will help us find Milton. Once you have fish and horn, find me among the other phoenix egg hunters. All clear? Then let's get to it.
Huzzah! We must look for the unicorn. Yeah.
If one
We're
were to
not time
call
to
a
waste.
state courageous or coward, what other part of the state would one have in mind? That which fights and goes to war.
But this is no true unicorn.
We need something. We need something. We need something. We need something. We don't have something. But we've triggered the unicorn.
Perhaps an apple will work. Or some sweets.
We would not be in this predicament, dear sister, were you still a virgin.
Do you really wish to have this conversation again? Here and now?
Hush, or you'll spook the beast. We shall try the sweets.
Hey folks, gonna have to ruin your fun. Sorry.
Who's that?
We need an apple. We don't have an apple. Why don't we have an apple? We need an apple. Why didn't I bring an apple? Wait, I have like 200 apples in my inventory. Like seriously. I have like 200 frickin' also peacocks. You have
Roach
an
likes
apple?
carrots. Maybe unicorn will too.
This is an outrage. An
Roach won't eat bread either, except if it's stale.
Oh, I got carrots. Carrots.
Think unicorns. Rainbows, little girls, sweets maybe. Cold game's not likely to tempt a unicorn.
Get in my way. Move. Don't make me start punching. Oh god, put that way.
Crispy apple. Should like that like any other damn horse.
That's what I was looking for. We have an apple. Unicorn. I can't go any faster. Yeah, it's like take any of this to the unicorn. I'm not sure if I really like
An apple. Yum yum.
Come here, unicorn. Come here, unicorn. That's a good unicorn.
Easy.
Yay for apple. Huzzah.
Gardens are huge.
Oh god, my inventory. Oh, well, at least we gotta keep the fragrant cake. 'Cause, you know, why not? What happened to the carrots, though? I have no idea. Oh well.
Be better off on horseback.
Well, we could ride the whole. We could mount the unicorn. Aha.
Move it!
We've now mounted the unicorn.
Oh!
Faster.
Getting through here. It's gonna be a pain though. Navigation.
Golden fish should be easy to spot once I'm under.
What the blazes?
Did someone just dive in the water? Perhaps that's the counter to the rule.
So we have to find the golden fish. That is not gold. Ooh, that's candy though. You're not gold either. But that's toffee. More candy. But I don't see the goldfish.
Not allowed.
You look gold. That's unfortunate.
Hey, wait. Stop. It's important.
I want a
King
goldfish.
Cormorant, sire, accept this offering we bring. Prithee cast upon us your merciful eye, and bear before us its secrets.
As the moon is heavenly coursed of trace, in my domain I await that moment of grace, when a soul of good or ill repute brings me a gift, fitting tribute.
Yeah, about that.
A key.
Why, you bomb-botched wretch!
He's ruined the game!
Disgraceful.
Oh. He's ruined the game. Must meet the Duchess. I have to go.
Whoa, friend. Calm down.
No time to
The
calm
light
down.
is positively useless. She can't possibly see.
Unicorn. Away.
An
I see.
abstract
Away.
Come on.
Too many tight turns for 4 speed. Canter. Canter away.
Whoa!
But your grace,
No buts.
I wish only...
Forgive my wife, your grace.
If you please, your grace.
We do not please. We act out of the highest necessity. All shall be explained later.
But it's against the rules.
I am the rules.
Well, there you go.
Geralt! At last.
Got a key and a clue.
And I've another. Show me yours. Who wrote this drivel? I begin like a groan, hollowed out with ease, then end like a mouse, with a head of hard cheese.
Let's see. Grown. With ease gives us green, right? And mouse with the head of hard cheese. Greenhouse?
You're a genius. Several greenhouses in the gardens, indeed, but only one with a door that locks, the key to which looks just like the one we found.
Greenhouse it is then. Let's go.
Don't ask me how I knew that. Memory, I suppose.
Wait here.
She doesn't like waiting. But there's a reason to be waiting. There was a thing back. there.
What the butch?
That was a shiny.
What was that?
Wow. Wow then. I wonder if I can go back to get that shiny. Don't think I ever have gone back to get that shiny, but I saw a shiny and I want that shiny.
I'm here.
This belonged to you, maybe?
It did, but you may keep it. I've a new one. I do not know you. I've done you no harm. Yet first you butchered a Bruxer who was dear to me. Now you pursue me. Why?
You've killed 4 innocent people, at least.
And you? How many innocents have you cut down?
Plenty. Even more of the guilty, though. You're next.
I think not. You see, I've something to do still.
More murders?
Just one.
Compassion.
Not counting yours.
Oh. I do believe he's a high vampire.
I want to make you kill again.
Spin.
You were to stay where you were. Regenerate!
I know you're in trouble. I can help.
I'll help myself!
No, he's my friend.
Well. Bandy's gone.
Yes, Geralt, it's me.
I'm so high, Regis.
Regis? You alright?
All is well. All's in order. Wounds such as these heal on vampires in moments. But we've not seen one another in ages, my friend. At least in human terms, that is.
How's this even possible? Last I saw you...
I was a bubbling, shapeless smear, having been rather spectacularly melted into a column of a certain castle. In somewhat better shape now, as you can see. Hardly peak form, mind you, but were I human, folk would think me a demigod, I dare say.
I'm sorry. What happened? It was my fault. Never got a chance to apologize.
No need, Geralt. Bygones. I did not have to join you on that expedition. No one twisted my arm.
Regis. Yeah.
Miraculous regeneration. How do you manage it?
I had help. From the one you hunt.
Him? How? And what have you been doing all these years?
Not the time nor place for such stories. I suspect we'll get a chance to speak at ease and at length later.
Now, however, we must deal with the reason that brought us both here.
Local serial killer seems to obey you. Maybe you could talk him out of it, convince him to stop murdering.
Why do you think I've come? It shall not be easy, as Dettlaff can be rather stubborn, though you must certainly recall that neither do I surrender readily.
So that's his name. He's your friend?
You might call it that. Though Dettlaff is, how would you humans put it, more bestial than I am. But not to worry, I'm working on him.
Haven't exactly done a great job with that. He's killed one knight since I got here, at least 3 others before I arrived.
For good reason, I'm sure. Understand, Dettlaff is not some decadent shit who kills for sport, or to assuage a dryness of throat or a dullness of mood.
So in your opinion, what are his reasons?
Precisely what I wish to find out. And then I will convince him of the error of his ways.
Well, there you go.
Got a lot of faith in the guy.
Despite appearances to the contrary, you two are quite alike. You've both noble hearts, yet you both are wont to perform ignoble deeds. When circumstances force you to, of course. Remember the year 964?
That was 3 centuries ago.
Blind fear gripped Rivia, Lyria, and Spala. Women and children were dying. Their mutilated, dismembered corpses littered the fields.
Brute of Lyria. Read about it. Chewed up almost 200, then fell to a common poacher supposedly armed with a dagger blessed by some prophet.
It fell to Dettlaff, who then found a poacher asleep in the brush near his snares and dropped the fiend's corpse at his feet. And thus, a legend was born.
Huh. Vampires rarely help humans. Must have had his own agenda, hunting the beast.
You err. He slew it for one reason alone. The monster killed a lad who once, in the street, had offered Dettlaff an apple, expecting nothing in return.
Terribly noble of him.
You do not have a monopoly on altruism, my friend. Vilgefortz melted my body. Dettlaff found what was left. As per our codex, he had a choice. To leave me where I was, or to care for me and nurture my remains. He chose the latter, regenerated me at no small expense in his own blood. Do you know what that means to a vampire? The gravity of the endeavor?
Probably same thing it means to a human. You owe him your life.
Much more than that. The act itself made us blood brethren. A bond so strong humans cannot even imagine. Which is why I know something ill is afoot.
Always had an overdeveloped sense of empathy.
Each vampire has a unique talent, one they hone over centuries. It's precisely what renders us so difficult to classify. Dettlaff's trump card is his herd instinct, his tribal propensity. In point of fact, he prefers the company of lesser vampires and shuns that of humans. If he walks among you, killing egregiously, it can only mean something's upset him, immensely.
Wow. We have to
Anything specific? Some set of things that'd be likely to set him off?
How should I say this? Dettlaff doesn't understand men, their world, its rules, its conventions. He's naive in a sense. He doesn't comprehend your games, knows not what it means to lie, deceive.
Suggesting he's maladjusted and venting his rage.
I'm suggesting maladjustment can at times breed conflict. But is it the case this time? I cannot say, but intend to find out.
Well, obviously we gotta find him.
Gotta find him, before something upsets him even more, and all Beauclair is awash with blood.
Well, we share a cause then, just like the old days.
Not entirely. I mean, when I find him, you know.
I know you've a contract on his head. Yet your true task is to stop the beast killing, not necessarily to kill the beast, am I right?
All in all, sure.
Let us find him. By the time we do, I hope I'll have convinced you Dettlaff is no monster.
Fine, all right already. But for now, evidence is stacking up against him.
Hear that?
The posse. Knights must have tracked me here.
I'd prefer they not find me here. I've makeshift quarters at Mère Lachaise Long Cemetery. We'll meet there.
See you.
And away he goes.
Witcher, we flew here as fast as our courses would carry us. Yet I fear we're late all the same. Pray, where is the beast?
Still investigating. About to inspect this site. Withdraw your men before they trample all over the evidence.
Sirs, we must let the Witcher do his work. Milton's murder cannot go unavenged.
Huzzah. So do we really have to investigate the site? I was going to say there's nothing very hell to investigate. So, we are now at basically the point where...
Good sirs, we must allow the Witcher to ply his trade.
We can go anywhere. Hi.
Good hunting to you, Witcher. We're relying on your mastery of your craft.
So, the game wanted to go talk to Regis, right? But, thing is... Oh boy, are there quests everywhere now. There's gonna be a while before we go to that one. I'm trying to think where to even begin.
Oh! Am I invisible?
Maybe.
Can't believe it. I simply can't.
I mean, there's loads of Gwent to play, loads of people to talk to. Brute. But there's a messenger here.
Sir! Sir! A letter for you, sir!
Letter? Who from?
Can't rightly say, sir. I was just to deliver it.
By the way... Generosity.
Here. And thanks.
No, sir. Thank you. And I truly hope I'll be of service again.
My dear Geralt.
I hope all is well. I imagine you hot on the trail of some nasty monster. Or is it an overly complex curse this time? Oh, Geralt, I wish I knew for certain. Whatever is keeping you busy, perhaps you'll need a break. For those moments, I offer you this intriguing little mystery I happened on in an old manuscript I bought off a merchant from Nazaire. The tome's author claims a certain Professor Moreau once called Beauclair home, and this professor conducted research into Witcher mutations. I don't know much else, but I suspect that alone might pique your interest. The tome mentioned a journal interred with the scholar when he passed. It could very well lead you to his laboratory. I'm enclosing a map I found folded in the tome. It's smudged in a few places, but I hope it proves useful anyway. Please be careful and come back to me quickly. Your Triss.
A professor who studied Witcher mutations. Might actually be worth looking into.
Of course it is. Oh boy, there's so many places to go investigate. I was trying to remember where was that like. It's one building I need to find. It's very important.
To be born in Toussaint is to be born.
Ooh! Don't worry, we might as well go and look at the North board and get more quests. Oh, there it is right there. Master Armor and Bouquet seeks brave men to help recover long lost diagrams. Need to do that one. Hey tough guy, smack down your broken law and now you're feeling invincible. Never suffer so when they see you coming. Got violence in your heart. Then perhaps it's high time you fought for the title of Brawl Master Bouquet. Defeat 3 champs at you with the honor of facing the maestro himself. We wish to hire a person, or persons with good weapon skills, who for a reasonable fee will escort us into Albertus Cavern for exploratory purposes. Then Aaron claimed the cave harbors no danger, so we don't expect trouble, but better safe than sorry. Test yourself with the trials of the virtues. Years pass, the time change out. All that is good and beautiful still requires a defender. Come to the Isle of Black Chivalry and test the rightness of your character during the trials. If you pass, you shall receive a reward. Wanted a professional to investigate mystery concerning Reginald D'Aubry's statue. Requirements: indomitable work efforts, absolute discretion, and refinement in supernatural situations. Desirable in macro presentation, aesthetic sensitivity, and knowledge of modern sculpture. Do we have the knowledge of modern sculpture? I'm not sure. Since no one from a residence committee seems to think it is their responsibility, I'll write it myself. This cannot go on. In front of Raka County, the cemetery is driving us mad, and no one is doing anything about it. Now we all hear it. Madame Bunket admitted it keeps her awake all night long. She lives far away from the cemetery than any of us. There's a witcher who could put an end to the screaming, brawling, and insults. I'll pay him from my own pouch.
Loch Vie. Might be worth looking into.
Oh boy, so many quests.
That twisted Fate kicker.
Every well.
Someone needs an escort. Not something I do often, but might be worth investigating.
A herded woman. Well, obviously you Now then, where is it? I know you're here somewhere. Well, but it says Grandmaster Smith right there. Boop. Boop. Marking important places.
Room for another, and two more.
Nice tune.
Also quest there. Armors and everything, a hill. Well, we'll get to them later. As for now, though, I want to at least get this started. Let's look for Veger's workshop. I probably butchered that name, but...
Greetings.
A witcher from the School of the Wolf, here in Tucson. Greetings. I'm Lazar Lafar.
Geralt of Rivia. Seem pretty enthused. Got a job for me?
Brother! Mind you, it's no monster hunt, but I'm sure you'll be interested all the same. I'm an armorer, see, and I've for years sought diagrams for witcher armor of exceptional quality, Grandmaster level.
We are master.
Heard of them. Never seen any, though. Thought they were lost.
Not quite. For I've been lucky enough to learn that their holders came to Tucson. Alas, they then perished, but I know where. I just need a partner to help me retrieve them.
If you know where to look, why not get them yourself?
Danger.
No offense, but do I look like a rough-hewn adventurer? Besides, who would serve my clients while I romped about seeking them? No.
True.
I'd rather leave it to someone familiar with such matters. Bring me the diagrams, and from them I'll forge for you whatever you fancy.
Well, how did these get
All these diagrams somehow wound up in Toussaint? How is that even possible?
Toussaint was once home to Tiensail, a legendary and now deceased elfin master armorer. Witches from all corners of the world came to him to forge their plate, their mail.
Heard about him. Supposed to have been the best.
And thus he charged a king's ransom for his work. Witches would take difficult, dangerous work to earn the coin to pay him. Some, alas, met with misfortune,
well, there you
and
go.
the diagrams they carried were left to rot with their earthly remains.
Got it. Find them, find the diagrams. But how can I know where to look for their remains?
As it happens, I learned my trade at Jensai's side. So I heard the stories of the missing witches firsthand. What he told me, well, that is what discouraged me from seeking the diagrams out myself. We must strike a deal. I shall tell you all I know. In return, once you found the diagrams, you will let me draft a copy.
Well, hell, if it makes me, you know, superior equipment.
This elven master, how'd he end up taking a human for an apprentice?
My father forged armor. As a youngster, I helped him, then began forging my own pieces. Master Tiansail saw my work and offered to take me on as his apprentice. Only now, years on, do I realize the honor that was. Alas, my master perished in a massacre later, slain by racists. Though he taught me everything he knew, I did not manage to complete the guild's requirements for Grand Master while he lived. I know I have no equal in the trade. Yet, until I complete Witcher armor of Grandmaster quality, I shall never be certain I've become my teacher's equal.
Well, there you go. Well,
where do I look for these diagrams?
I know of 5 likely fallen witches, each from a different school of the wolf, griffin, cat, bear, and manticore. Which should I start with?
Manticore, you say? So, obviously...
Tell me about my brother, the wolf.
His name was Aton. I remember him well. My master liked him, helped him find a safe, yet a well-paid contract. A few years ago, an archaeological expedition arrived in Toussaint from Castel Gropian. They questioned my master about the elfin ruins at Termes. He warned them of the danger there and recommended they take Aton as an escort.
What kind of danger did he mean? Any idea?
Legend claims wraiths haunt the chambers beneath Termes. I cannot say if there is any truth to this, but both the scholars and the Witcher disappeared without a trace.
I mean, that's a bit sad. But more information.
The Griffin. What can you tell me about him?
He came some 200 years ago, but my master remembered him well. This Witcher was not stripped of emotions, you see, as his colleagues were. He had taken on a contract at Fort Usa and required better gear. He showed my master his diagrams, paid a deposit, and was never seen again. Apparently he rode off one night from the fort, never to return.
Any idea where he went?
No. It said he left in a rush, so he may have left something behind. Only ruins remain of Fort Usa, but you may wish to search them.
Use Griffin armor, but...
Let's talk about the cat.
A year ago, Bartolome Delaunay, the ducal armorer, asked me to confirm the authenticity of a Witcher diagram he had received by messenger. You see, at the time he was working on new armor for the ducal guard. A Witcher from the School of the Cat offered to sell him diagrams for a full set of gear. The diagrams would have been helpful indeed.
But
the diagram you saw, was it really a Witcher diagram?
Beyond any doubt. It's a shame Delaunay didn't let me draft a copy. He was quite shaken up, afraid the Witcher might simply kill him and take his coin. Possibly a well-founded fear. Soon after, Delaunay disappeared without a trace. I would have searched his former home for clues, but it has fallen into disrepair, and it is simply too dangerous there.
Well, there you go.
Tell me more about the bear, can you?
He appeared shortly after Master Tiensail took me on as his apprentice. I remember the bear-head medallion that hung from his neck. I remember a towering witcher who haggled like a fishwife.
Witchers never have too much coin.
True. This one clearly was not wealthy.
Several 10,000.
But he pledged to bring us coin after he completed a contract at the Tufo vineyard, where a building had just collapsed. Time passed. The bear never showed, and my master sent me to the Tufo estate. As it turned out, the Witcher had indeed accepted a job. Yet that was all they heard of him, and that is all I know.
Well, I obviously need that armor. Out to the Manticore.
School of the Manticore. Probably know the least about it, though once, long ago, wore some armor forged there.
My master said the Manticores have their fortress in the Far East. A century passed, one of their number came to him, a witcher named Merton. He made a poor impression on my master. He stank like a dwarfen still, and quarreled fiercely all the time. Tiensail slammed the door in his face and told him to return when he sobered up. He would conduct no business with a drunk. The Witcher, however, failed to return. Folk say he got into a booze-fueled brawl with the ducal guard.
About the cat,
he was arrested and sentenced. Bastoy prison, where he was held, well, it's been a ruin for years. Still, you may want to start your search there.
Yeah, here's the thing. Let's go with the Manticore. Yeah, it's one of those scores that not much is known about them. But that armor he mentioned, that was the armor we technically wore in Witcher 1. Of course, it's never really explained, I don't think, in Witcher 1. About being, you know, from the school of Manticore. It's just... well, you'll see once we get crafted. I mean, it's Grandmaster quality, yet it's going to look pretty much like the one we got from Witcher 1. Even if it is Grandmaster quality. Oh, so let's see why he's going.
What do you have on offer?
Now then, he has... it doesn't even say. I was going to say, yeah, he is Grandmaster quality. He can craft anything we need. He also has all this other stuff that, meh, whatever. Not really that important. I was gonna say, but wait, what about the... I think he crafts everything, yeah. Weapons, armor, yeah, he sells armor, but he can craft both the weapons and the armor. So you don't have to do like you did in the regular Witcher 3 and talk to and go between Crow's Perch and Novigrad to get your stuff crafted. Also, he sells enriched, and yes, we need that. We need that. We need that. We need that. There goes all my money. It's nice knowing you, money. But oh boy. Also copper. I don't really know why we need copper. But I'm going to buy it. It's because I don't think I have it, so I want it. Green gold, eh? I don't know if I need that, but I'll buy it. I'll buy it. I think I have enough of those. Oh, and acid extra. Sure. And dye solution, sure. There's the majority of our funds. Gonna have to do a log grant. Luckily we have a log grant to do. Oh, so we spent probably a long time doing this. But yeah, now we have our, well, my main objective.
Farewell.
Good luck on the path.
Oh, that scavenger hunting.
To his own cowardice, the beast
Scared
of Beauclair has struck again. Citizens.
So, look at all these things to do. So we have all these shopkeepers to play Gwent, fist fights, everything to do hill. But everything's like around level 36. Or level 54. So, this right here, it's gonna be a while before we get to that. More Gwent. Our main objective right now is, well, to end the video. Then next time, we are going to basically clear out the majority of the side quest. Before we get, you know, investigating everything out. Because there's quite a few things to do. Oh boy. Better than you go check our house. But our main focus should be on getting, well, Bar Witcher Gil. And getting, the mutation thing. But that's a problem for future me to deal with. So now, hope you all enjoyed, thank you all, and have a nice day.